Does Paul Joseph Watson like as a creator, does he have a team around him, or is this all him? Does he have people who like, I need you to go find these clips, or is he the one that sits down and does these clips? I doubt he really sat down and was this angry about interracial relationship. If he was, then he is otherworldly angry at race mixing to like such an extreme level that I actually think somebody should check up on him. So Paul Joseph Watson talked about social engineering in commercials. And it seems that he's very angry that the commercials are telling people how to think, and they're socially engineering the population into believing all these far left ideas. But like part of this, I believe he's just complaining about like interracial couples in commercials, which I think is even a little much for Paul Joseph Watson. So let's watch this video and see if I remember this correctly.
Remember when TV commercials used to inform you about the product being sold?
If you've got wood to stain and you want it to dry quickly, use Ronseal Quick Dry and Wood Stain. It does exactly what it says on the tin.
Yeah, I'm old enough to remember that one.
Can I be honest? No. Unironically, I don't think that's ever how commercials were like universally. When you think about commercials, and you think about the commercials that are memorable to you, the ones that are like, hello, this is Mentos gum. It is a gum that is minty flavored. It tastes very good to those who like the mint variety. $4, very expensive for gum, but worth it. Nobody's gonna remember that. But if you do some like wild Christmas commercial where there's this huge narrative that builds up to a grand finale where somehow Mentos gum saves the day or some weird stuff, or it's some like story generally with the logo on it to show so you associate positive feelings or some sort of feeling with the brand. This is the type of stuff that really connects with people. Like if you look at companies that end up buying NFL commercials, they don't just have a commercial where they explain the basics of what their product does. They try to really hit it out of the park to get the real bang for their buck, to tell a narrative that sticks with people, because that's the type of stuff that actually like makes people remember the brand, because when they think of those amazing commercials, those are the ones they think of. So I don't really think there's ever really been a time in history when all the commercials were just like Mentos gums, you chew it. Like I mean, I'm sure there were commercials that are like that, but nobody really remembers those commercials. I don't know if you guys know this stuff, but this stuff is crazy.
Want some Wilkins coffee with your strawberry shortcake?
Can't say that I do.
You can't say that you don't, either. You getting on the Wilkins coffee bandwagon?
Never. No!
You either go with Wilkins or you just don't go. This machine will make you want a cup of Wilkins coffee.
Not me. I'll take mine with cream and sugar. Why are we climbing this tree?
For Wilkins coffee.
I don't want any.
It's autumn and the nuts are beginning to fall. Coffee break. Want a cup of Wilkins?
No, thank you.
Now all our workers drink Wilkins. Any last requests, like for a cup of Wilkins coffee?
No.
You don't drink Wilkins?
No.
How shocking.
You can't...
So... Oh my gosh. Jim Henson used to work on those commercials, by the way, of Muppets fame. Like, does this tell me about the quality of the coffee grounds? No, man. But do I remember this commercial? Hell yeah. And if I actually saw Wilkins coffee in person, I might buy it. Just because I'm like, Lamau, good meme. Like, that's just how human beings work. So, commercials have never been that simple.
I waste time on the product being sold when the product being sold is you. Behold our newest ad campaign.
Wow, who would have thought? Neo-Nazi cartoonist, Stone Toss, Paul Joseph Watson commercial, complaining about interracial couples in McDonald's commercials, I guess. Brilliant. Totally not Nazi shit for literally no reason.
Tasty! You sure this will help us sell more burgers? Burgers? John Lewis recently released an ad for home insurance featuring a young boy wearing a dress, makeup and heels. You sure this will help us?
What? That isn't even like necessarily like political, okay? I don't know. I think like most kids like put on their parents' clothes. I remember like when I was younger, like when I was like 4, grabbing like my grandmother's purse and walking around the house with it. It wasn't like a sign of like Dylan. Obviously, Dylan's gonna be a woman now, or this is the gender indoctrination, or like putting on her heels and just running around. It's just kid stuff, right? And even if they were just being it because they wanted to put on women's cares, who cares? Again, it's not even necessarily political. You're just reading too much into it. It's just kids being kids, man.
sell more home insurance.
You want to know why? It took me you showed me like one snippet of it, and I can tell you exactly how it's about home insurance. Okay, let's look what the kid does, okay? Besides being an address, what does he do? He kicks off, knocks over a lamp, knocks over a photo. Huh, that's interesting. Knocks and hits another thing. Possibly in that commercial, maybe some damage was done to the home. And that's why it's about home insurance, because kids are crazy and they do it's not that hard to figure this shit out, man.
Within weeks, the ad was cancelled. Not because of its ethically dubious amplification of drag queen kids, but
What? Okay, what? Dude, it was just a kid wearing a dress. Calm down.
because it was deemed potentially misleading. Because you can't claim home insurance for allowing your kid to trash your home. Maybe if John Lewis had actually concentrated on
Wait, so now you do know the purpose of the ad then? The ad was, oh, he trashed the home, so you need home insurance. And they canceled it because, yes, but that's actually, like, would be a decent reason. Like, wait, you actually couldn't get home insurance for this. So it's literally directly connected to even the product. Okay.
the details of their service rather than their effusive zeal to portray a boy in lipstick, the ad wouldn't have been banned, but it's not really about the product anymore, is it? This
Dude, stop reading too much into it.
year's Halloween ad for Twix chocolate bar features a boy facing discrimination for wearing a princess dress. A witch nanny then comes to the boy's aid after he's confronted by a bully.
Hey, you! Princess! You look like a girl. Why are you wearing that?
The witch nanny then conjures up a magic trick to disappear the bully. So,
Oh my god. Yo, number one, that witch just murked a kid. And number two, who cares? It's fun. I don't even, like, who cares? It's a commercial about a kid in a Halloween costume and a witch nanny. Almost like it's Halloween themed because, you know, it was just Halloween. And Twix is a candy bar which people give out on Halloween.
parents leave a kid alone until the new nanny comes. She forces herself in, then murders a playground boy. All because he said they look different.
It's a commercial. It doesn't need to make perfect sense. This is like me watching like Paw Patrol and be like, oh really? So you're telling me this local community left it up to a bunch of dogs to manage public safety? I need to talk to the public safety officials who approved a little puppy dog saving lives. 20 people have died in car accidents due to Paw Patrol's bitch for like, no dude, it's a cartoon. Like leave it alone.
Why shouldn't young children be exposed to the alphabet experience? After all, it's such a healthy lifestyle.
Oh my god. Okay, number one, literally it has nothing to do with this. You just see the queers everywhere, okay? Like, you could see a rainbow in the sky and you would ask when the sky got so fucking political, okay? That's the first thing. The second thing is, if they're queer or gay or whatever, a commercial isn't going to just magically decide if they're queer or not queer. The commercial can't do that. There's no evidence whatsoever. So I don't know why LGBTQ plus suicide rates or depression rates what it all have to do with this. And also, I think it's rhetoric like this that is hyping up those LGBTQ plus suicide rates. Because if you're a parent that watches Paul Joseph Watson and you hear how he talks about LGBTQ plus community, you hear about how terrible it is to be gay, then you find out your kid's gay, how do you think that parent is going to treat their kid? And do you think that's going to add to them having maybe problems with their mental health? Or help deal with any mental health problems that could come with how people treat them?
When kids aren't being bombarded by gender-bending confusion, they're being blitzed with pandemic porn. Last year, the NHS terrified children by showing Santa being wheeled into the hospital on the verge of dying of COVID. Heineken, the beer company that proudly supports the total abolition of all borders, at least remains consistent. That proudly supports
to a world without borders or barriers, to the belief that there's more that unites to divide. Oh, come on. I'm sorry, man, but it's a beer company. It's just talking about like, hey, come together over a Heineken. It does not care about immigration policy whatsoever, okay? It's just making a comment about sharing a beer with people in Mexico and America. What unites us is Heineken. It's just some dumb beer commercial, okay? It's not pushing open borders. 90% of React content, it feels like, for politics anymore is not even doing research or any of that. It's just being a normal human being. Because I feel like most normal human beings watching this video would just tilt their head and walk away, right? I feel like most people would be able to sniff out this bullshit. I mean, this has all been like pretty innocent up to this point. The one thing I wouldn't say is innocent would be maybe the Santa commercial. I just think it's a little much to play during the holidays. Could scare some kids. But I think the purpose also was to scare people into getting vaccinated, which, yeah, that's always been something that that like governments and have done during like times of crises, is scare people into like, hey, we have to deal with this issue. Let me show you the effects of this issue. Okay, now go do the thing that's good. Not that surprising. Maybe I wouldn't have done it though.
By insisting that there shouldn't be any borders when it comes to public toilets. But only if you've had your...
Wait, he showed like 2 seconds of a commercial. I have no clue what the context is there. What?
Your shot and displayed your vaccine passport.
Jesus Christ, he loves copyright music.
To be the most obtuse, left field and awkward strong-arming of social engineering into a crisp commercial ever seen, Grandad dies, goes to heaven, and comes back as a gay ghost.
Hermano, cómo te extraño. ¡Oh! ¡Tío Alberto!
¡Qué sorpresa! ¿Qué hubo, familia? ¿Cómo están? ¿Quién es él? Es Mario, mi pareja.
Are you sure that...
Well, that was cute. That was cute. Who can't, like, what? Wait, so, okay, like, quick question. What was the bad part of that commercial, okay? Was it because it was adorable? Was it because it was cute? Or was it because there was gay people in it? Gay ghost. It's a unique concept. It wasn't something I saw coming. What harm did it cause? Literally none. And you want to know what? I'm now going to remember that commercial. And I'm going to see Doritos, and I'm going to think, oh, remember the gay ghost commercial? That was cute. And you know what? Just because of how humans work and dopamine and how weird we are, might actually somehow make me buy a bag of Doritos. This is how companies work. It's not that surprising.
Look at this charmingly quaint snapshot of suburban British life.
He's specifically choosing, like, basically every commercial he can find that just represents, like, queer people in some way, or like has anything to do with COVID, and he's snapshotting them. 95% of commercials literally don't fall under this umbrella. Now, when he gets into the interracial section of this video, maybe it'll be different, because that's when it gets a little, like, really wacky. But most commercials aren't even like this, and so far, these have been extremely milquetoast. Like, I don't see the problem. I can imagine sitting down in my home and seeing, like, a gay ghost and just thinking, like, man, I need to sit down and put hours of my life into a YouTube video and producing it on the internet so people can hear about how I'm really angry about gay ghosts. Huh. Okay, so the concept is, this person does not know how to get up it's really icy. How do they walk? Oh, they use their heels. So they'll get in their drag to use their heels. Okay, it's telling a story. It's a unique story. What's the problem?
£50 welcome bonus when you join Llama Bingo.
Bear in mind, this is an ad for Bingo, which has an age demographic not much lower than the Queen of England.
So they're trying to appeal to a separate age demographic with this video? Because they're a company that wants to diversify? I mean, yes, companies make different types of videos to appeal to different types of people. And if I was the head of a bingo company, I don't know, like, next I would maybe make videos with like young celebrities to try to get other people involved in it. Like, it's not that surprising.
Just saw something incredibly rare the other day. A white heterosexual man in a TV commercial. And get this. He wasn't being humiliated. Incredible, I know. Barely believable. I mean, it was Chris Hemsworth, but still. Makes a change, doesn't it?
What do they want for Father's Day? For the media to stop portraying dads as buffoons. Doofus dads, right? I mean, that's all we ever...
Dude, it's such thin skin, man. Please, I can only relate to the white man. Please make the white man the Superman. Like, come on, man. Like, whatever. It's just, like, honestly, I mean, suck it up. Like, get over it. Like, I don't know what else to say for this. Like, this is such a non-issue.
It's just a burst pipe. I can fix it.
And my husband is,
You missed a spot. Excuse me.
See you.
Okay, so there are a lot of stereotypes about different members of the family, right? The dad is the doofus or the angry buffoon, right? But what about other stereotypes for other types of members of the family? The woman, she's greedy, she doesn't work, she takes the man's money and spends it everywhere, she is naggy. There's stereotypes for all members of the family that are portrayed heavily in media. This would exist not only in for men, but for women as well. So this feels like a moot point. Like, this is like how all like demographics are treated in media.
Shake and let Oven Pride do its thing so he can do more. Oven Pride. So easy, a man can do it.
Okay, maybe it was my fault.
She told me to kill the weeds.
And you did, along with the grass.
I used the wrong stuff.
Oh, there were dead spots everywhere.
Dad's making dinner. Oh, it'll be fine. Maybe.
It used to be that TV ads made fun of men for being unable to care for babies, but that wasn't subversively anti-natal enough. Now women can't be shown to be caring for
Anti-natal? Dude, it's just dude, get over yourself. Please, I saw a man and he didn't know how to change a diaper. It's anti-natal. Okay, buddy.
Because that would further gender stereotypes. The UK Advertising Standards Authority banned this Volkswagen commercial after just 3 people complained. Note how the only stereotypes they refuse to amplify are the ones that are positive and whole.
Man, it's really stupid that they actually banned that commercial. I agree with you. But, you're literally just as bad as them. You're just like them. Remember, like, those 3 crazy people who complained about that commercial? Man, aren't they psychotic and terrible? Anyway, let's get back to my video where I'm complaining for 14 minutes about commercials. Okay. Yeah.
An ad for Apple's iPad Pro encouraged women to erase men altogether.
I'm someone different. I'm free. I'm free.
Another Apple
No, that wasn't about erasing men altogether. That was her probably with her ex, but it's a nice memory, but she doesn't want to remember her ex. That's what it has to do with. It doesn't have to do with genociding men off the planet or something, or erasing them.
Another Apple commercial showed cloned white men jumping into the sea like lemmings. This piece...
What? There's literally no context. You just showed me an image of a white man jumping into the ocean.
PC Specialist ad was banned in the UK for perpetuating harmful gender stereotypes because it didn't feature any women. Despite PC Specialist's core market being...
You didn't show me anything but a computer exploding. You didn't even show me this whole commercial. Oh, whatever.
87.5% male. Furthering harmful negative stereotypes about men, however, is not only allowed, it's gleefully encouraged. Gillette's CEO said an $8 billion write-down on its shaving business was a price worth paying for a divisive series of commercials that pandered to Me Too hysteria. One of the ads featured a white man having to be restrained by a black man in case he acted out on his rapey instincts. Black men in TV commercials are almost universally portrayed as cool, reliable, strong, and masculine. And there's nothing wrong with that. In a culture dominated by the likes of Lil Nas X, providing black kids with good, wholesome, fatherly role models is no bad thing. Unfortunately, when it comes to white...
The thing is, Paul Joseph Watson is, like, spending half the video complaining about, like, these kids that are just being kids, but they're in, like, what I guess you could say, like, female clothing or traditionally feminine clothing, even though one of them's literally Halloween, complaining about queer people in media, complaining about a man jumping in the... just complaining about literally anything. But then the other half of the video is him complaining about people who campaign and go against all these ads, and look at these whiny people trying to get all these ads banned. While the other half of the video, he's complaining about TV ads. He is his own worst enemy, man. By the way, the good father figures like Lil Nas... Who is presenting Lil Nas X as like a father figure? I don't think Lil Nas X is campaigning right now as the next figure for like inspirational fathers. I don't think he particularly cares either way. He's just a rap star. Who cares? Very specific that he just so happens to choose the one rap star who also happens to be queer, by the way. Not the one rap star that happens to be queer, but the one that seems to be very openly queer that everybody's using as the example of a queer rap star. Very convenient.
Here's one for you. When mixed...
That's a big dumpy. Just got caked though. But like, look how people are reacting in the commercial. She's just like in shock, right? It's supposed to get you a response of like, whoa, I was not expecting that. That's breaking the who I expect to be wearing that type of clothes. Oh my God, that's the point. You're supposed to give that reaction, man. Do you think they were doing this like completely, like with no idea that people were like, whoa, what the hell? Men don't usually dress that way. That they were just like, yes, we are encouraging men to dress this way. Ah, dude. Like, what do you think they were going for here? There's like, yes, we are playing this ad under the concept that we want men to go out and twerk in public. Or do you think they were playing this ad to grab your attention because they're breaking what's traditionally supposed to be female clothes and putting a man in that? And the people in the commercial are reacting to them in a like surprised manner. Like a, whoa, if anything, this should be a commercial he likes because the woman looked kind of disgusted. You want to support the channel but don't have a lot of money? Well, I just got a sponsorship with the video game Conflict of Nations, which is a pretty cool grand strategy game, which I've tried out myself. I think it's pretty dope. And if you download the game on your phone using the QR code provided and you play it, just a tutorial, you'll be supporting the channel more than you actually think. Like, actually a lot more than you think. And I would deeply appreciate it. You can delete it after if you don't enjoy it, keep playing it if you enjoy it, but it greatly support the channel and I would appreciate it.
When mixed race families or couples are portrayed in TV commercials, which is basically 90% of the time now, why is the father or the man always black and the woman always white? Why is...
What? They aren't? This is what I like to call, or basically anyone would call, a confirmation bias. That you're looking out for an interracial couple. When you see an interracial couple, it strikes something for you. When you see two white people together or two black people together, which I would still say is probably the majority of TV about couples that I see. I'm not particularly looking for it because I guess I just don't care. I guess I'm the true conservative anti-racist. I guess I just don't see color. Who knows? I don't think that's the majority of them. I think it's just that Paul Joseph Watson, when he sees an interracial couple on TV, that sticks out to him. That's not what he's used to seeing. Maybe that's not something he's comfortable with. I don't want to make any assumptions. But the fact that he's making a segment about it, it seems to me that he's a little uncomfortable that there's interracial couples on TV.
Why is it hardly ever the other way around?
By the way, I have seen it the other way around as well. I've seen it that there's been white men and black women. And I say that as a white man who's traditionally dated black women. Because I live in Prince George's County.
Can I help you, mate?
Do you think these glasses suit me?
No.
Oh, right.
Alexa, drop in on Charlie.
She knows her destination, and it's a town called Winning.
It's not just limited to...
Okay, so is the problem interracial couples? You just showed me 3 commercials where there was a black man and a white woman in a relationship. Boom. The problem is there's interracial couples on television. Why would that be a problem, Paul? I'm just curious. Is it because there's a problem with interracial couples inherently because it, you know, produces something you don't like? Is the problem race mixing, Paul? Like, let's be honest here. The problem is he doesn't like to see race mixing on television because he doesn't like race mixing, right? That's why he's bringing this up. He's saying that it's all the time, but the people who notice this and think it's all the time are the people who are uncomfortable with race mixing, because the majority of couples on television and on commercials are not interracial couples. This is just him projecting.
The TV commercials either.
Oh my God, guys. Prepare. An interracial couple again. Wait, what was that? They weren't a couple, it was just children. Dude, that's just kids. Dude, I have seen commercials for like 80% of the brands he's showing right now, and I can think of a few of them where there were literally a white couple and a black couple, and back the other way around, a white man and a black woman in those I can think of them right now. Number one, he's cherry picking, and number two, what's the problem? Is this really it? How long is he? Oh my God. He goes on for a while. He's really uncomfortable with race mixing. Oh my God. Man, who would have thought the dude who's like just showing Stone Toss comics unironically on his channel is against race mixing. This just goes on. And this is the segment he really wanted to hit home. Jesus Christ. I would say like half of these, they're not even necessarily couples. Like, how are these people a couple? It's just a black man and a white woman. It seems like the mere presence of a black man near a white woman is enough to set them off. Like, how are these two a couple? They're just holding boxes. Like, how were those people like couples? Wait, no, not this. Those just look like kids who were friends, okay? How are they a couple? How are they a couple? That's a doctor doing a COVID-19 vaccination, not a couple. I don't know, possibly could be a couple. Couple. Those just seem like children. Couple, okay. Again, that wasn't a couple, and this isn't a couple. Like, he's just really going home. Wait, how are they a couple? Wow, guys. Look at this. Look at this couple. They're basically saying their wedding vows. I mean, I can't think of the many times I've sat down with Kat and have drawn shapes out. I mean, it's some of the most intimate activities we have been engaged in. Dude, how long does this fucking go on? We get it. You don't like race mixing. You're racist. We get it. Move on. Jesus Christ. Fucking finally.
Isn't it? Sky Cinema's Christmas commercial showcased a happy black family, a happy Asian family, a happy mixed race family, and a white family that, well, see if you can guess what's missing here. Lidl's new Christmas ad.
What? It's literally, who cares?
Lesser spotted white father figure has once more been entirely eliminated. Christmas.
Dude, there's a million commercials with a white father figure. There's a million commercials with it. You were just specifically looking at any commercial where there's a mixed race couple. That's an issue because you don't like race mixing. And anytime the white father figure is not present. That's all you're doing. It isn't a problem of some pandemic of like commercials where white people are just not present because they want to purge the white man from TV, okay? The white man is a still decent part of the consumer market, so companies are not going to just randomly want to get rid of the white man. It's just he doesn't like black people on TV. That's literally what we're at this point. I've never seen Paul Joseph Watson be this direct with, I just don't want black people on my TV.
Presents itself as an annual opportunity for advertisers to celebrate how much they hate people from a certain faith that you'd normally think would be quite integral to a Christmas TV ad. Tesco's 2017 Christmas commercial featured gay dads, Sikhs and hijabi Muslims, but no direct reference whatsoever to Christianity.
There are a million different ads that feature religious themes of a Christian nature during Christmas, right? Why? Because it is a Christian holiday. And you find one ad where they're trying to advertise the religion and the consumerism around it, which is what would benefit the company, to other religions. Why? Because they want to expand their consumer base to get Muslims, Sikhs, Hindus, and others to buy products, buy presents on Christmas. I don't know if people know this, but people of other religions more and more frequently are buying presents for their family members around Christmas time, even though they're not practicing Christians. Most atheists actually celebrate Christmas, even though they're not Christians. So if that market's available, companies are going to try to take advantage of it. So who literally gives a fuck?
In John Lewis's new Christmas ad, Christ and Christianity have been similarly expunged. After a back...
Most ads about Christmas are not going to just be about, you know why you should buy our product? Jesus Christ. You were just talking about how people need to buy the product and they just need to talk about the product, right? Not just talk about the product. Don't build narratives. Don't build fun stories. Just talk about the product. So why do you care if your Christmas ad talks about Jesus Christ. They should just be talking about the product around that day. Why would you want them to talk about Jesus Christ then? Like, they should just talk about the product unless they're talking about the strength of the white man or the holiness of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ and the Holy Ghost and the Holy Trinity. Like, what? Dude, unironically, does Paul Joseph Watson, like as a creator, does he have a team around him, or is this all him? Does he have people who, like, I need you to go find these clips, or is he the one that sits down and does these clips? I assume he has a team around him that goes and does this, because I doubt he really sat down and was this angry about interracial relationship. If he was, if this is a mostly Paul Joseph Watson production, then he is otherworldly angry at race mixing to, like, such an extreme level that I actually think somebody should check up on him.
Backlash, John Lewis said they just wanted to represent modern Britain. Modern Britain is still 86% white, yet in the commercial, the only white character of note is a gender non-binary alien. But
okay, to be clear, the complaint he just made was there's a black kid in a commercial. That was the complaint. There was no other complaint that there was a black kid in the commercial, and then there was an alien that was gender non-conform. It's a fucking alien. The first time E.T. comes to Earth, the first question we're gonna ask them isn't gonna be, are you trans? Right? No, they're an alien. Of course they're not gonna fall into like American human gender norms. That's not gonna be a thing because they're from a different planet, man. If we can talk to the alien, that would be incomprehensible. And you're thinking about, well, are they a boy or a girl? It's an alien. Who cares? No one cares.
It's not just in the context of cultural issues that social engineering in TV advertising lurks in the background. Check out the subliminal message that was slipped into this commercial for AARP health insurance. And note how that was broadcast several years before our current infatuation with the permanent pandemic biosecurity police state.
What? So wait, does he think that they coordinated it like COVID with the government? So he thinks that, wait, to be clear, so does he think it like they coordinated that with the government? Yeah, is that his accusation? That they were preparing us for COVID through subliminal messages through the ads? It's most likely, again, he's cherry picking here, but most likely it was an ad about, hey, our product is there for you during a crisis. And since the odds of an outbreak continue every year, as statistically it has continued, that there'd be some sort of outbreak, whether it be some disease from one corner of the globe or the next. And that was the thing they went with. But again, he doesn't show the full commercial. None of this has any nuance to it. None of it has any context. And I think that is much more likely than this specific company somehow having access to information that the British or United States government was coordinating with international powers to start a COVID-19 pandemic. That would, by the way, hurt the economy, which is against the established interests. But okay.
Conscious and intelligent manipulation of the organized habits and opinions of the masses is an important element in democratic society. Those who manipulate the unseen mechanism of society constitute an invisible government, which is the true ruling power of...
He thinks that this is somehow relevant after showing a 10-second clip that proved literally nothing. You would have to show me evidence of like leaked government documents, operations, like some like you need to show me real stuff besides a 10-second clip from a commercial. Okay? He's making a huge allegation here. Not directly, but it's very obvious the allegation he's trying to make here. He's making a huge accusation after ranting about black people on TV for like almost an hour, right? With no evidence.
Of our country. Edward Bernays, the father of public relations. Bernays weaponized mass psychology, particularly in advertising, to, quote, control and regiment the masses according to our will without their knowing about it. He perfected the scientific technique of opinion molding into what became known as the engineering of consent. In 1920...
By the way, if this was true, that this was some secret CIA op and stuff, why wouldn't the CIA go in and shut Paul Joseph Watson down for continuously exposing their operations time and time again as the true hero who has all the knowledge, and yet they literally just let him sit there and do nothing about him?
1929, Bernays used advertising to get women hooked on cigarettes, claiming they were a symbol of feminism. If that was happening nearly 100 years ago, how naive would we be to think it isn't happening now? A few years ago, commercials were about convincing you that consumerism would provide a facsimile of spiritual fulfillment. That phase, as cringe as it was, has been replaced by an altogether more potent brand of behavioral psychology. We've entered the age of direct, sustained mass social engineering.
Oh my god, dude. It's social engineering because look at these kids in feminine clothing, black people near white people in commercials, and this ad from a few years ago where they talk about an outbreak. Social engineering. Thank you. Paul, you've broken the case. I fear for his safety as the government will crack down on him.
Everywhere, it's relentless, and to be honest, it's downright creepy.
Recolored in 7 luscious hues. Just...
Our impulses are being redirected.
Oh my god. Okay, if you guys don't know what that is from, that's from a really good movie, which is actually like the lead actor is Rowdy Piper. Amazing wrestler, decent actor. It's called They Live. It's a good movie. I do recommend it. But in the movie, it's like the idea that like the aliens are like using like American like mass media and like everybody's like brainwashed and whatever. He did not earn that reference. That's why I'm angry, because it's a really good movie. Wait, I thought like Paul Joseph Watson was like a law and order type guy. Like you don't damage private property. Unless of course it's like, you know, the left's private property apparently. Then the damage is all hell. Tear it down.
For kids to be looking at this, is that okay?
No, it's not. It's wrong.
This is propaganda.
Yeah.
This is
normalizing.
It's affecting the next generation.
Desensitization.
I
Yeah.
don't know why no one sees this.
No.
This is disgusting.
Because TV told them not to get upset.
This is the same reaction I have when Paul Joseph Watson pops up in my recommended. Like, oh God, kids could see this. Somebody take this down.
Divide and conquer. That's what the Chinese want. They're trying to divide and conquer us. The government is against us, and you guys don't see it. You guys think that you take a vaccine and this is going to go away? It's never going to go away. So we, the people, say we don't want this anymore.
You know the
man, she really likes virtue signaling, huh?
phrase "get woke, go broke"? Well, it's not just a cliche. Studies show that audiences want to be entertained by ads. They want the ads to make them laugh. They don't want to be lectured.
Oh wait, it's almost like it isn't just about selling a product then. Just like by like doing the traditional method, you have to tell a story. And you want to know what? You're not telling me that story about the heels, people will remember that? And that was a lecture somehow, that bingo ad? A white person and a black person standing next to each other in an ad is a lecture somehow? A kid like just like dancing around the house in a dress is a lecture? None of those things were lectures, okay? They are ads to entertain you or make you laugh. You just have a stick up your ass. That's it, man. It's not a lecture. Man, I'm sick of all these ads lecturing me by telling me that black people exist.
Clear evidence that there's been a consistent long-time decline in the use of humor in advertising. Advertisements used to be cheeky. Some of them would poke fun at received wisdom. They'd invoke taboos, challenge turgid top-down imposed norms and social models.
And then they added black people.
Now they just amplify establishment narratives to browbeat you into mass ideal.
What? The establishment narrative of black people exist? Well, you know what? I'm pretty sure if I asked CNN, establishment media, they would tell me, yes, Dylan, black people do exist. So you got a good point there. I never thought about that. I hate that they keep browbeating me with the existence of black people.
Logical conformity. Industry figures show that...
Dude, he thinks he's so fucking smart, man.
Woke ads are unsuccessful at selling products.
No, it's not, you fucking dumbass. Because the thing is, you, or if anything, proving their point. You are taking these ads and blasting them because they stuck out to you. And because they were entertaining to others. All this is doing is blasting the ads. You're giving them free advertisement right now, man. So obviously it worked. And you just gotta stick up your ass, and so you're being their own marketing team for them. Thank you. Well, they should be thanking you, not me.
Your living room is the factory. The product being manufactured is you.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
$10.
And thank you, Paul Joseph Watson, for once again educating the masses. Dude, and look at that like to dislike ratio, man. People eat this shit. I gotta look at the comments. I'm so curious. I remembered a time on TV when Men in Drag was considered comical satire. And you wanna know what? And some of it still is. Do you think this was being unironic? Like, this was not, like, at all meant to be comedic in any way? This wasn't at all comedic? This was this is a very serious, look how serious this ad is. Look, the seriousness of this ad cannot be emphasized enough. This was meant to be a modern art piece. Look, this is making a deep point about capitalism. Not satire or humorous whatsoever. Jesus Christ, man.